Well, it is time to answer the next 10 questions out of Carl Shoup's book, Test Your Bible Knowledge. They are multiple choice questions, 4 answer choices, and so far, almost 80% of the time, I have picked the right answer. But we'll see what happens this time. These next 10 questions, they come out of the book of Joshua, and it is the book that takes the Israelites into the Promised Land, and there are some great stories in the book of Joshua. There's the story of Jericho where the walls fall down, the spies, and just some really good stories. And I believe they also even parcel out the land to the different tribes. So I'm sure some of the questions will be about those topics. So the first question is question number 241, and it says, the 12 stones taken by the Israelites from the Jordan after they passed over toward Jericho, A, had served as stepping stones for crossing the river, B, came from the place where the priests had stood in the dry riverbed, C, had been hurled at them by the Hittites as they forded the river, or D, were used one by each tribe to shatter the walls of Jericho. Okay, D we can eliminate. That is completely not true. C also is not true, so it will be between either A or B. And A had served as stepping stones for crossing the river. I don't think that that's true. I'm not sure, though. B came from the place where the priests had stood in the dry riverbed. And I know that the river was parted, so let's see. This is going to be kind of a guess here. And I'm going to say B is the correct answer. So letter B for 241. 242. The Israelite children born during the 40 years wandering in the wilderness crossed the Jordan, A, uncircumcised, B, circumcised, C, circumcised save for those under 10 years of age, or D, perhaps circumcised, perhaps not. Okay, I'm going to get rid of D. Too wishy-washy there. And I believe that it is A, uncircumcised. I think that that's something that they stopped doing while they were wandering there in the wilderness. So for 242, my answer, A. 243, after the crossing of the Jordan, the manna, A, ceased, B, continued as before, C, redoubled, or D, improved in flavor. Okay, D is always a great answer, but it is not the correct answer. C, redoubled, I do not think so. B, I think maybe it is B, continued as before, and then A, of course, is stopped or ceased, but I don't remember. So I am going to select B, continued as before, and we'll see what the answer is. Number 244. The total number of times the Israelites marched around the walls of Jericho was A, 2, B, 7, C, 13, or D, 49. And it's not C, and it's not D, I don't think. I want to say it's B because I know it was 7 days, and A is not right either. It's not 2. But it could have been more than one time for each day. Wow, I don't remember. Because then maybe 49 would make sense, 7 times each day. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to guess here, and I'm going to go with B, 7, and I'm curious to see what the correct answer is on that. 245. The second march around the walls of Jericho is reported in Joshua 6 to have been made, A, in silence, B, with blowing of trumpets, C, with shouting and blowing of trumpets, or D, in casual conversation. Okay, it is not D, in casual conversation. And the second march around the walls of Jericho, it may be C, with shouting and blowing of trumpets. B, with blowing of trumpets, I think that they did that every time the priest did. I'm not sure. And A, in silence, I don't think it's that. So I'm going to go with C, with shouting and blowing of trumpets for 245. Number 246. On the last march with trumpets and shout, the walls of Jericho, A, exploded upward in small pieces, B, fell down flat, C, opened in 7 wide breaches, or D, crumpled into hills of rubble. And I think I'm pretty sure the answer here is B, fell down flat. 246B. 247. Joshua's second attack on Ai succeeded when the first had failed, fundamentally because A, Joshua was gaining skill with practice, B, he used 30,000 men instead of 3,000 men, C, he invented the ambush, or D, the Lord had been placated by the death of Achan. And I believe that this time D is the correct answer. So 247, answer D. 248. The inhabitants of Gibeon talked poor, and as their reward, A, received gifts of silver and gold, B, became hewers of wood and drawers of water, C, were wiped out to the last man, or D, were loaned money at 0 interest. And I think the answer here, I believe that they did eventually become hewers of wood and drawers of water, so I'm going to go with B for 248. 249. The 5 kings of the Amorites had the misfortune to encounter A, hailstorm, B, rainstorm, C, lightning, or D, hot, sticky weather. And wow, I don't remember this. I'm going to have to just say that it is A, hailstorm, and that is a guess, 249A. 250. The Israelites had to live with those who inhabited the one city from which they were unable to drive out the occupants, namely A, Jerusalem, B, Makkedah, C, Libnah, or D, Lachish. And I think that it's A, Jerusalem. And here again, that is just a guess. So 250 is A for me. Okay, that's 10. And here again, 10 that really you needed a lot of recall here to get these right. But I'm going to go back to the answers and see which ones I was able to get correct. The first one was 241, and I answered B, and good news, the answer is B, so that's great. 242, answer is A, and that's what I put down, A. That's good. 243, the answer is A, and I marked B. So let me go back and see which one 243. And it was after crossing the River Jordan, the manna, and I said continued, but answer is it ceased. So A is the correct answer for that. 244, correct answer is C, and I marked B. So I missed that one. Let's go back and take a look. 244. And it was the total number, the total number of times the Israelites marched around the walls. And correct answer is C, 13. So they must have went around those walls more than once a day. 245. Oh my goodness, the correct answer is B, and I marked C. So 245, it is the second march around the walls of Jericho is reported in Joshua 6 to have been made. I said with shouting and blowing of trumpets. Correct answer was with blowing of trumpets, so missed that one. 246, correct answer is B, and that's what I put down. 247, correct answer D, I got that one right. 248, correct answer B, and that's what I have here. 249, correct answer A. 250, correct answer is A. Okay, so that was 3 out of 10. So all in all, not too bad. That's 70%. It's a little lower than what I want to score on these. I'd like to get an 80%. And it looks like my cumulative score will go down just a wee bit. But there's always next week. There's another 10 questions. They're coming from the book of Joshua again. And then we'll rapidly move on to the book of Judges, which is another great book Lots of good adventurous stories in there.